I never believed in the paranormal until something happened that I can't explain. This is my story, and it's been haunting me ever since it happened. It all started when I moved into the old house my great-aunt left me in her will. It was a charming place, though a bit run down, nestled in a small, isolated town surrounded by dense woods. The townsfolk were friendly, but seemed oddly distant whenever the house came up in conversation. The first week passed uneventfully as I settled in, but then strange things began to occur. It started small. Doors I knew I had closed were open, and lights flickered without reason. I brushed it off as quirks of an old house and continued with my life. One night, I was lying in bed reading a book when I heard it for the first time, a soft whispering, indistinct but definitely a voice. I paused, listening intently, but it stopped as suddenly as it had started. I convinced myself it was the wind and went back to reading. The whispers became more frequent over the next few days. Sometimes they were so faint I could barely hear them, but other times they were loud enough to make out a word or two. My name mostly, said in a tone that sent chills down my spine. One evening, I was in the basement, rummaging through old boxes left by my great-aunt, when I found a dusty, leather-bound journal. Its pages were filled with neat, flowing handwriting, chronicling daily life, recipes, and notes. But towards the end, the entries grew darker, mentioning a shadowy figure and whispers that plagued her at night. A sense of dread settled over me as I read her final entry. I hear them calling my name. They want me to join them. I fear I will not be able to resist much longer. That night I couldn't sleep. The house felt oppressive, the air thick with an unseen presence. As I lay there wide-eyed and alert, the whispers started again, louder and more insistent. I bolted upright and turned on the light, but the room was empty. Determined to get to the bottom of this, I decided to stay up and confront whatever was haunting me. Armed with a flashlight and the journal, I sat in the living room waiting. The hours passed slowly, and just as I began to think nothing would happen, the temperature dropped suddenly and the whispers returned, clearer than ever. I followed the sound, heart pounding, flashlight beam dancing across the walls. It led me to the basement. As I descended the stairs, the whispers grew louder, almost urgent. The journal slipped from my grasp as I reached the bottom, and the flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows. In the dim light, I saw it, a faint, shadowy figure standing in the corner, its eyes glowing faintly. It called my name in a rasping, desperate voice. I froze, paralyzed with fear. The figure moved closer, its form becoming clearer. A woman, gaunt and hollow-eyed, her face twisted in sorrow. It was my great-aunt. "Help me," she whispered, reaching out a skeletal hand. I stumbled back, my mind reeling. The flashlight died, plunging me into darkness. I scrambled up the stairs, heart in my throat, and slammed the door behind me. The next morning, I packed my things and left the house. I couldn't stay there any longer. Whatever was haunting that place had a hold on my great-aunt, and it was trying to reach me too. I moved out of that house as soon as I could, but sometimes late at night, I still hear that whisper calling my name. If you liked the video, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.